Good morning, traders. You guys ready to get back to the trading action? Guess what? Been killing it this week, getting after it with Tesla yesterday, Sox S making the trade, and I still got a little bit of Sox S today. I also got a stock that's a Bitcoin stock. What do you guys think? Downside action in Bitcoin today? Find out right here on live trading, of course.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders, let's get it started. Let's see what we can find today and see what we can come up with. I got Ryan Faloona in the house. We'll get to the action. You guys see Buddy. We got it all, man. We don't hide. And Hendrix is here, been all morning like, yo, what's up, man? Where's the party? I'll tell you right now, the party's right here, guys. You made it to the right spot. Let's get to the trading action. And let me tell you guys what's going on right now. All right, so update here. I took a pretty big shot on success yesterday. And that was due to the fact that I started finally seeing Apple start to decline. And I said, Mitch, let's be nimble and quick here. You were playing the long side a little bit. You've played the short side plenty of times before. But let's just go for it. Like, you don't overthink it. And I think that was the important thing. Yesterday, I said, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for a little bit of a breakout. I'm going to sell majority of it on the first little push. And that's exactly what I did. That first little push towards like around 816, I started taking some profits. I took some more profits like at 818. And then as it pulled back to 815, I took some more profits. And I said, you know what? That's how you scout, Mitch. Now leave the rest on. And that's exactly what I did. I said, you know what? Let's leave the little piece now. Break even. I even had a stop yesterday right at my break even. I was like, at this point, I scout it and I'm going to keep the little bit to see what happens tomorrow. And of course, I had to pay attention in after hours, but I was up there towards like 826 and I was like, all right, I think I'll be fine from 805. So let's just keep watching this and let's see what happens now. And of course, I took another trade. I went after coin to the short side. And why did I go after coin to the short side? Just because of daily chart. I mean, look at this daily chart. This is an absolute rocket. Why did I take the shot? Finally got a sideways day yesterday that I felt I could risk off of the day to the left, which was 129.26. So as long as it doesn't go back up through that 129.26, I can stay in this, starting to look for some kind of retracement. Of course, I got to be smart. Won't let it push too much here. But you can see this morning, even at 9:03, I was down there towards 25.20s. That wouldn't be too bad. It's a smaller position. I only got the first piece that I wanted because I wanted to kind of work the position today. We'll see what happens. Jay, coin, you get that from me? No, but I mean, I'll take it. I'll take it. If you're in it too, Jay, we can do it together, baby. I did this one on Start Swing Trade yesterday. Were you there, Jay? I'm not sure. You can always let me know, man. Roxanne, how we doing out there? It's good to see everyone. Larry, everybody, you guys out there, smash the like. Let me know what's your top stock that you guys are looking for, and we'll get after it today. Definitely good to see you guys out there. I want to take a look at some of the stocks that you guys are trading. What's up your guys' hands, and what do you guys expect today? We did get PCE to come in pretty much in line, but the market actually reacting negatively to that. We've been going down since that number. Of course, you guys can see that on the Qs and the IWM. I'll have Brian take a look at the SPY and also the TLT, right? You can see how that started to decline first, but it's starting to bounce back here. So a big level I think that's important is 92.38s. So you see we're at 92.12s, 92.29 right there around that 29 to 38. You have what's called the October low from what they considered the low in 22 for the kind of the TLT. It's been fighting that line to get above it, and then it snaps below that line. So if we could actually clear through, let's say 92.50 today, that's the next bullish run. But if we start coming back, let's say towards the 91.50s and going back to 91, that can clearly tell me we could still get some more pullback. Well, we'll wait to find out, of course. And like always, smash the like, guys. We're going to go over the trade the pool, hot stocks to watch today. Like always, there's a lot of stocks that we can keep an eye out for. Let's get to the action here. Got Snow, Tesla, and Salesforce on the radar. Of course, you guys know trade the pool stocks in play today. We'll keep watch, right? Earnings off of Snow and Salesforce, ripping them to the upside. And of course, Tesla in play today, noon. There's the Cybertruck event, so don't miss it. And you guys know, yesterday there was some pretty good cursing on CNBC, so a lot of being mentioned out there.
Actually, there was none of that because they had no idea it was coming and were unable, since it was a live shot, they were unable to beep it out. So there was none of the Nope, none of it.
None of it. I think the producers got caught by surprise, just like probably everybody else got caught by surprise. But I mean, it's Elon, right? He says whatever the hell he wants anyways. So
which is good. It's a breath of fresh air. Wish there was more like it.
I mean, we could talk about that another day, but I don't know. I think he also takes advantage, right? Because let's be honest. If it was anybody else, we would get the boot, we would get the ban hammer. We'd never be on CNBC again. But will he be on CNBC again? Yeah, 100%, right? But for any reason you do,
which is why it's so important that he does that.
When you do get the ban, if you do get the ban hammer, well, you can always call us, Elon. You can always come on Benzinga. The door's open, my friend. Let's take a look at what happens today. We'll see if coin can come down some. I'll be watching also to see if some technologies get a bounce. Yesterday, we pointed to how the financials were getting that up action, and I've continued to watch to see what happens in the XLF and some of those names. Will we see more rotation go from the bigger names to some of the smaller names? That's something to think about. We'll find out what happens in the market today. Like always, smash the like if you guys enjoy the action. We'll get to it. We'll also take a look at Snow and Salesforce as we get to the open. Like always, guys, smash the like. We'll go to Ryan's outlook on the SPY, and you guys in the chat, let us know what stock you guys are watching today.
All right. Good morning, folks. We're going to talk about a couple of the stocks that are moving here today. The three that trade that were on the trade the pool hot stocks were also on my list. CRM and Snow, of course, had earnings. There might be more trades in both of those names there today. And of course, as we've been talking about for several days, the Cybertruck event for Tesla. So pretty spot on trade the pools list here this morning. That's for sure. Taking a look at the SPY here. This does actually feel like a potential top. Right. So it looks almost like a double top, not as clean. Maybe it doesn't go right up to the penny, but this certainly does look like a double top. And like you guys were saying with coin or Jay said, too far, too fast on coin. Well, it feels that same way here for the SPY. I would expect a regression back to the mean. Still long SQQQ. I noticed it was down a little bit in the pre-market, and here we are right back at even. So funny how quickly things change. This certainly looks like a topping formation. Let's see if we roll over. Really, we need the entire day to determine where this candle closes to give us a better idea. But we'll be watching some of that intraday action. As Mitch mentioned, we did get the core PCE print here today, pretty much in line on all aspects of it. Market kind of drifting down. Didn't really send the market up violently or down violently. It's just kind of a slow leak back. So we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. Okay, let's take a look at some of the stocks that are moving on volume here. First one is going to be NIM. Excuse me. I knew I was going to screw this one up. As soon as I looked at the tickers, I was like, damn it. There's no way you're going to get this right all day. MINM, Mary India, November, Mary. Stock absolute rocket here this morning, up 882%. Is this the VVOS from yesterday? I don't know. Took a look at the news here. Didn't really see anything. Nothing fresh here. If you guys have it, let me know. I have not scanned the Twitter streets yet, but let me know if you have anything here for this. This thing, just an absolute rocket. Just play the technicals on this. All going to be about the volume. On average, trades 135,000 shares. Today, it's already traded 22.5 million shares. Just absolute bonkers. So, and then what was the another low float? So very much like VVOS, this is another low float stock. One of the other things that we should check to see if it had a reverse split recently. Had a reverse 1 for 25 reverse all the way back in April. So I wouldn't even consider that recent. But this did have a 1 for 25 reverse back in April. So anyway, we'll take a look. This one probably the real big, the real big mover. One of the things that I'd like to do here is want to add an SM. Oh, did that wrong. Type in moving average. I at least want to put the 200-day on here. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's make it blue so I don't confuse myself. Okay. And okay. So one of the things that you're seeing here is that we gapped up over that 200-day significantly. It'll be interesting to see how this actually trades here today. MINM, definitely. MINM, I did it. Yes. All right. Definitely on watch here for today. Let's go ahead and hide that line. Okay. Next is going to be Agri. This is one that we've talked about a whole lot. This often oscillates from being a penny stock to being a very low priced $1 stock. We're getting the exact same thing here today. This was 90 something cents yesterday. Here we are about to print 2. Good news here is we've got higher lows on all these big moves. As you can see, every time it spikes, it definitely comes back in. So if you miss a good entry on that spike, please don't buy the top. Wait for the stock to come back in. Try and be patient and use the stock's performance to your advantage as opposed to trying to chase gains. That's how you're going to get hurt. We're also going to watch the VWAP. We're also going to watch the volume here. IMGN, this is one that we've talked about and traded before. This actually getting bought out here today. So IMGN, Immunogen shares trading higher after AbbVie announced it will acquire the company in a transaction valued at $31.26 per share in cash, currently at $29.26. Congrats to any of you that might have been holding this overnight. I know it's possible considering we've traded this a lot. There actually has been news on this. So IMGN buyout, that trade is closed here today. Congrats to anyone holding it. AMPE, this is Ampio Pharmaceuticals. We definitely have traded this off relative volume moves in the past. Looks like we're moving here in the pre-market. We were as high as almost 424 and change. We'll see where that goes. Didn't really see any news. This looks like just a technical trade for me. And actually looks like it's trying to give it back up. I'd be wary of this if we do break down through 3, see where it actually kind of finds a base and maybe curls back up. We'll wait that one out. Definitely want to see what the volume looks like on this one. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch of these really small stocks that are gapping pretty crazy. Here's another one. CMND. This is Clear Mind Medicines. Was up over 100% earlier. In fact, let's see. Closed about right here. 119% at the highs. We are doing a decent job here holding below VWAP, but not very far below VWAP. So we'll see if we end up getting some volume flow in here. Let's actually take a look at some of those. Another very similar story here. On average, 160,000 shares traded. Today, we've already seen 2.5 million, over 2.5 million shares traded. So just wild stuff here. ADTX, this is another one that we've traded. This one had a huge spike earlier, all the way up to 10. We've bled back almost all of those gains. This thing is almost already round tripped. In fact, for today, it has round tripped. Next here is going to be giving up what we had in the after hour session yesterday. Once again here, don't really see anything on the news flow. Let us know if you see anything else. Let's see. 1120 MINM NASDAQ listing deficiency notice. Could see an offering or a split at any time. There you go, Jay Wild. So appreciate that context there. Again, all of these that I'm mentioning here, these are all trading vehicles. I would not advise holding these overnight. If you have your own thing, get at it, but I would not hold these overnight. A couple more really quick here. SMFL, this did pop pretty high. This is really struggling to get back over the VWAP. Last rejection sent this lower. Got to see this base before we trade it. CAUD has actually had a good day yesterday, a nice consistent day too. After that initial pop, we pretty much grinded higher. We grinded a little bit higher in the after hour session, and here we are grinding higher yet again on good volume in the pre-market session, right at the VWAP on CAUD. Let's see if this ends up moving. Again, didn't really see any fresh news here. We did trade this last week, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and take a look. I want to take a look at the daily chart here in this one too. Oh, this is all kind of screwed up. Okay, here, let me reset this. There we go. So it looks like we're kind of curling off the bottom here. We'll see if we can really kind of get back up and move on CAUD. VFS. This is VinFast. This one's been a battleground stock here in our show, I feel like. Did have a catalyst here. VinFast Auto shares are trading higher after the company announced it will speak and showcase its latest VF9 electric vehicle at the annual United Nations Summit on Climate Change, COP28. Okay, that's popping it here. We were as high as 11. We've come all the way back down. We're right beneath the VWAP. This, purely a technical trader, should be liquid enough to get in and out of. We'll see where VFS goes today. This one definitely on watch, seeing another similar formation here to CAUD on the daily where we're curling up off the bottom. Let's see how much juice some of these stocks can get. Running out of time here, 3 minutes to the bell. I definitely want, I just want to run through just a couple more of these. CEUN, Farfetch. Oh, that had a real rough day. CRM, we talked about that having earnings and that going here. Okay, I think that'll probably be it for this list. We'll go ahead and see what you folks are taking a look at. You guys have done a great job already. Let's see what else. Smoke tuna CYTO, a wild penny stock. Okay, I'm going to keep my hands off the wild penny stocks, but you folks, here we go. We did have, this was monster yesterday. Congrats to anyone that really kind of banked off this one yesterday. Had more craziness in the after hours, getting some action here in the pre-market. Let's see as the market opens, let's see what direction CYTO picks. EKS, mentioning Pure Storage. This has not been a great stock for me. I've traded this a number of times. Did not have it for earnings, thankfully, but look out below. One of the things that we've seen with some of these stocks that sell off at earnings is that they do, in fact, bounce. So that might be something to kind of keep an eye on here. I don't know, man. I don't know Pure Storage's business very well, so it would really have to kind of jump off the chart here for me to trade that. Okay, let's flip over to the main workspace here. We are now under 2 minutes until we open up here, a minute and a half until we open. Let's see what kind of relative volume moves are already taking place here. CNXA, another penny stock, having a wild morning, selling off. SNGX, feel like we've talked about this penny player before. See if that can move back through 60 cents. MINM still holding up here. We'll see where this ends up coming into. CRM was on there, CMND on here. So it looks like we're going to have a lot of action here. And I think one of the takeaways here is that it does look like some of the appetite for speculative plays is returning, and that should be good for some of our shorter term trades. I'm not sure how that's going to affect our longer term trades, but the shorter term trades, hopefully there'll be some more vehicles for us to actually trade and see if we can extract some of those gains. Anything else that you folks want to take a look at before we open here? XXII. Okay, Bex, let's take a look at that. 22nd Century Group. This one, I feel like this is another penny stock here. This one, I feel like I've seen this for years. You know, like this ticker has been around for a long time. The one thing that I will note here is that we're butting up against yesterday's intraday high. So let's see if we can actually get the volume to expand over yesterday's volume if you take that out. Otherwise, we might be trapped in a range. Okay. That is the bell. We are open. Good luck out there, folks. Let's see what we can get here today. Let's see what we can get here today. X moving down. Well, let's take VFS. Let's look at some of those others that we had on the list here. VFS first move is down. MINM first move was down, but it's bouncing. That I kind of want to wait for that to shake out CNXA, this actually might be curling here. Let's take a look at Pure Storage. Pure Storage is bouncing here early. Big bounce on Pure Storage. Look at that. You had to be nimble to play that, though. That's all over the place. We'll see on Pure Storage. I'm definitely gonna wait the beginning out here. Let's check how our earnings play is doing. Okay, so Snow. So this held its gains yesterday. This looks like it's trying to go higher here. How about Salesforce? Salesforce, same deal. So these earnings beats looking like they're going to continue to try to move here. Might be able to play this gap and go against the 9 EMA. That would be my yellow line here. That might be an interesting play. Gerald, you're mentioning big. That's Big Lots. This is one of Mitch's favorite stocks, isn't it? Big Lots, nice little move out of the gate here. Gapped up from yesterday and continuing higher here on Big Lots. Board coming in here. All right, MINM making that move higher here on MINM. Oh man, that is. Let me bring that up here. All right, let's bring that up here. Bringing this up in. I'm going to watch this one and just going to get the order entry here. Man, it is spread here. Spread about 10, 15 cents. Looks like it kind of oscillates back and forth. What else you folks seeing out there? What else you folks seeing moving around out there? Snapchat moving here. Oh my God, Snapchat, big rip out of the gate here. That's interesting too, because tech gapped higher, but it still kind of came in a little bit off those highs. SPY looked like it's trading down here too. Snap ripping though. Snap trading higher after Jeffries upgraded the stock from hold to buy and raised the price target from 12 to 16. So an upgrade and a price target hike driving Snap here. CNMD, that one curling off the bottom, looking like this is about to take the VWAP out here on CMND SS Trades. Let's see if we end up getting that. Yeah, SPY futures at lows here. NASDAQ or Dow turning around here. Snap and okay, Pinterest also upgraded. There you go. So those two upgraded together. Does that normally happen? Do they normally upgrade or downgrade those together? Agri, that penny stock, that actually looks like this is a two test coming here for Agri probably. If it can hold here, this doesn't yank and break. Two tests coming here, only 15 cents away. I'm going to try a little bit of MINM here. 882, very, very small position just because this thing is wild. Hoping that we trade above 9 and then just keep moving like VVOS. See if we end up getting that here. Not getting that here, MINM. Pull back. Let's see if we break that 760 area. All right, let me get back to the chat here. CMND has room to go to 10, says SS Trades. Okay, and then how is VVOS doing today? VVOS, yikes. Down 32%, although it is coming up here. Maybe we do go higher here. Let's see if we break through that 28 here, VVOS. I'd be careful with this one, and it's just a wild move. All right, MINM tried to go higher there for a sec. This thing's all types of bouncy right around here. Yeah, I agree with this, SS Trades. VVOS gave life to all the recent reverse split nano micro floats. Totally agree with that. That's why I wanted to see when the reverse was done on what is it, MINM? That was April of this year. Make sure I'm getting those tickers correct and not confusing them. Yep, April 17th. MINM was that 1 for 25 reverse. Looks like this is trying to take out 9. We got a battle here going on in MINM. Coin short looking good. Awesome. Mitch, hopefully he gets back here. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at coin here real quick. Yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, nice little pop out at the open, immediate rejection and goes lower. What's your target? You said, oh, yeah, that's right. I think you said 4 to 5% is what you said, Jay. Pretty sure I'm remembering that correctly. It is looking good so far, though. What's going on here? All right. Still waiting for that MINM to bust above 9. We'll see if we end up getting that. Big Smoke Tuna, you're on big lots now as well. Okay. Agri really kind of holding out at the VWAP here. Still. Big lots, nice little pullback here. We'll see if this goes higher. Okay, awesome, Jay. Your coin, you're looking for 120 to 122. I'll take some off. Stop it at 131. Okay, so really good risk to reward trade plan here. Just let me back out just so we can kind of visualize this. You're saying stop is going to be right about at the top of this candle from yesterday. That makes complete sense. Otherwise, you're looking for somewhere between 120 and 122. So you're looking to retrace about 50 to 75% of the stick. Take some of that, or this candle here, excuse me, take some of that off and then ride it the way down. Seems like a really smart plan, Jay. And it's working so far. So let's keep that up. SQQQ highs here today. Market continuing to roll over. That is SPY, Dow, and Qs. Actually, Dow is still higher. Around MRSN. Let's take a look at that. None of these coming up on the relative volume scanner, Tuna. None of them. I'm not. Oh, this one just because it's not curling up right now. This is definitely on higher relative volume. SMFL. This is one that we talked about. Maybe that's curling here. ADTX. Looks like it shook some of the holders out early, and then maybe they curl. Snap 14. Okay, so that first dip there got bought off that first candle. SQQQ is still trading higher here. Market's still coming in. Look at this MINM. This is just really kind of holding here. We'll see if we get a pop towards 10 on this. This could also break down, though. NEGG, that had a wild day yesterday. Let's see if I can bring that up here. I had this nice 2 pops here, one at the open and one later day here. It's like doing a good job holding it, too. Let's see if this comes back a little bit. CRM, VinFast, that's still about the same area. CAUD, still about the same area. BGLC going higher here. That took out its pre-market highs. Market's still trading down here. I guess SPY is trying to bounce. If we end up getting that. Looking around here. SGNX. Looking at another penny play here. That at the highs. All right. SPY trying to bounce here. Let's see if this bounce actually holds. Looks like the NASDAQ might be trying to bounce. Dow still going higher here. How's the IWM holding up? So IWM lower here. Would love to see this break out of this consolidation pattern and go higher. BGLC, this getting called here from Tuna. Big yank. Let's see if it bounces from any of these spots. MINM lower here. Looking like this might continue to go lower here too.
I'm back, man.
All right. There you are.
All right, guys. I had to deal with.
Hope you're okay.
No, I just had to deal with the freaking mess, freaking ant mess. They wanted to take over the world and take over Hendrix's food. So,
jeez,
had to do a quick massacre of ants, you know. The only bright side of this is that Success is just ripping out the gates. So I'm guessing you guys are talking about downside action in the market.
I am. I've been constantly warning about that.
Yeah.
Dow's the only thing holding up here.
Doesn't look too bad for me right now in Success, right? Up about 200 on the name. Going to watch this to keep going. And look at coin. Look at coin go down. There we go. That's what we want to see.
Coin short is working. That's the other thing we talked about.
Yeah, that's working. Looking good. I actually wish I would have been able to add on the first pop. I was looking for a pop to add to it, but I wasn't here for it, guys. So, hey, it is what it is. It's already down to 124. It's going to let that continue to work. TLT coming down a pretty good amount. If I take a look at the Qs, straight down out the gates. NVIDIA, straight down. Look at the big boys. Microsoft. If those don't change, I don't expect a change coming back later in the day. AMD is one that I could look at for shorts. That's already been hit hard there. So I already missed that play. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, oof, yeah, that would have been a nice one to catch here this morning. So if you guys are in that kind of short, all power to you. Definitely looks like a good one there. Looking around, right? What else can I find? Qualcomm coming down right now. Meta was one of the ones that I'd like to short. That's already come down some, and that actually came down yesterday a pretty good amount. So if you guys are short on those look good. What am I seeing up? Energy. I'm seeing oil stocks push to the upside. Of course, OPEC doing a production cut, and it wasn't a big one. It was 1 million barrels per day. But hey, you guys see it, still giving it some really good love and a really nice bounce back there in energy. Financial services just slightly red. What's big getting hit the most? Cyclical names. Consumer cyclicals taking a big hit down. Of course, those have been a lot of that kind of XRT and things like that. So you'll see that those definitely taking a big hit today. Kick it to you, my friend.
AGRI. This did move here right out of that consolidation area. Great expanding volume here. Sucks that I missed it yet again. Just going through too much stuff at once to hit all of this stuff. I'm sorry. 267 high here on AGRI. Make sure you trim into this move.
All right, let's see if we can get towards like 80 cents up or something like that. And I can sell all this for like maybe like a $500 gainer.
This is a big move out of the breakout here, AGRI. Guys, make sure you pay yourself if you're long this one. It might go higher, but you got to get some of those gains booked. This is a big move.
What a day, man. What a day. Starting my day off with a massacre.
I was going to say it's not even like 10 o'clock, Mitch. It's
Dude, you have no idea, man. I've been going at it for now close to 4 hours. My day starts early. Let's just say that much.
SNGX halted here, 90 cents. That's another move here for all you penny players. Nice job. What's up, Easy Mike?
What's up out there, guys? How we doing?
Tesla off the lows. This actually might be bouncing at this point.
Yeah, I think it might come down until the event, get a small pop, and then come back down again after that. So it's going to be a chop fest in Tesla, I feel like, today. At least I'm glad I sold it yesterday. I would have gave up all those gains, right? So I think that's what's being important right now. It's just being nimble, quick to pull the trigger on both sides. Netflix looks interesting for me if it wants to cut down through the 475 today, but big range in Netflix. PDD coming down today, Baba coming down. That's the hard part of Baba, man. That thing just doesn't get the love. Even when you think it's going to flip, just can't get it. All right, guys, looking around. Sorry about that. And then change up the charts there. Let me go ahead and take a look here. What else is making a move? If you guys see anything making a move, let me know. I'm willing to take some trades. I just don't got anything on my radar right now. Mara to the long side, Jonathan Cooper, or to the short side? What are you thinking on that? RDHL. Ooh, this looks to me like something I can look at for short. Oh, too late. Too late. Too late. Yeah, that looked like a short to me. ADTX. Let's take a look there.
Yeah, that one's been moving all morning. Is that halted now? Yep,
yeah,
sure is.
At 5. Yeah, that RDHL looked like a good short. All right.
ADTX, decent curl move here on ADTX.
Yeah, it's halted there. So is it? Yeah, it seems like it's halted. Not seeing much action there. What else you guys got? Short arm went green this morning. I like it. I like it. That was a nice one there. I like it a lot. VWAP fade also potential. It just popped through the 6250s and came right back down. Nvidia is back down to 476. That hasn't done well since the earnings. CRM, which was, of course, big green from this morning, from yesterday's earnings, is below the VWAP here. Made an attempt to go up. We'll see if it actually can hold the strength. Intel starting to break down. That looks interesting. AMD short would have been the nice move, man. That was on my radar. Just wasn't here in the morning. Look at that. Pow. That would have been a nice one. That's an overextended stock to the upside that if the technology move pullback was going to happen, was definitely going to play an effect there. Qualcomm, a very similar kind of stock there. That I would also be looking at that one as an opportunity because a lot of topping action in the 130s, 128s. It's trying to set up for a bigger move, but could pull back to like 120 first.
AGRI consolidating at this level here. That if it stays in this consolidation area here, let me put my chart. I'll go right back to you, Mitch. Here, if it stays in this consolidation area without breaking down, this sets it up for going higher. But we got to wait and see where that confirms. But we don't know for sure that that's going to happen here.
Netflix getting a big bounce here. Taking a look to see if we're going to bounce in the market here. Netflix doesn't look too bad for an opportunity.
AGRI coming in a little bit here. We'll wait for that to set up.
Netflix just hanging in there though. Still bullish overall on the daily, so I want to watch that breakdown first. There's a level to go off of here, 478s, but see if I can get closer to that 478. If I could risk only 50 cents in Netflix, I don't mind taking the shot, but I need it to come back up a little bit more. I'm going to continue to watch that success. I haven't taken any profits because I took enough yesterday. Want to see if I could get maybe $300, $400 on that.
SNGX opened out of the halt to 115. Going to halt again here. SNGX. Grats to all you guys that have this. Be sure to sell into this move. We've talked about halts a lot. We've seen them halt number of times and then reverse. Be careful. SNGX. Sorry, Mitch. I didn't mean to run you over, but that happened
You're good,
fast.
my friend. You're good.
MINM trying to come up off of its VWAP here on NIMM. I got it. I said that fast and I still got it right. Let's go.
The PCE came in line. I think some people were looking for better numbers, perhaps Fed cut in 2024. That's probably why the TLT sold off. I mean, if you were expecting Fed cuts, listening to the Fed, I mean, yeah, maybe that could be a thing. The PCE number in line is actually a good thing though, because it came down. So I could see how it could be perceived that. But is inflation going down in the report? Yes. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? It's just how the market's reacting, bro. We can try to put a narrative behind it. The truth is, we're getting a pullback. We were waiting for a pullback. This is it. Now the only question is, does it stay like that all day? Getting strong.
Our happy hour discussion was, you know, sure looks like the market's going to pull back here. The wild card is always going to be the data print. And we got the data print, and it looks like the market is going to resume its sell-off. So it seems in line.
Like in Netflix, but do I go shorting today? That's the hard part. Yeah, I'm not going to go against Netflix. It's too strong to get short that one. I want to, but and I'll show you guys the chart. Here's the chart. It's pretty good bounce back, but just too strong. Might as well go with something that isn't as strong on the daily. PDD coming back also, just to state another name that's coming back there. PDD back to 143s really quickly. All right. CMND only 600,000 float. Is that correct? You'd have to check on different things. SST, SS trades, float numbers sometimes change a little bit. We can take a look at what we have.
Float's a notoriously difficult metric to pin down. There's lots of variation. I used to use Float Checker, but they shut that website down. I used to use Float Checker to compare our value, I should say, but they shut it down.
Yeah. Seeing some retail names coming back right now, so I'm keeping an eye on that. Victoria's Secret. Man, what a miss there, dude. Can I stop missing Victoria's Secret, dude? Like, holy crap. I've been talking about this stock for like 2 weeks and I only played it one day. It annoys the hell out of me to miss something like this. Nice numbers. Look at that. This has been one of the ones that I'll definitely be a little upset about. I mean, I was playing this back in 18s. This is when I originally played it. The lines are still drawn from that. Look where it's at now. Big rip there. Up to 26, man. What a move there.
My buddy
Gates.
my buddy in London is working from a pub right now for his job. I'm not going to say which one. And turns out Woody Harrelson is in there. That is 100% Woody Harrelson. That is wild. Has nothing to do with trading or what we're doing here, but that's wild. I did not think I was going to see that here this morning.
No, but that definitely was a nice one. Ulta tonight. Yeah, man. I still got a swing that I'm going to probably fully cover before the end of tonight. But it's been in Ulta since 390s. I got to take that and run already. It could do well on the earnings, but it's been such a good move. All right, looking around, team. What are you guys seeing? Still seeing the retail trade starting to work its way back. So apparel manufacturing working its way back also. What's doing well there today? Let's see. Looking around, team. Stock test got to 850s. What's still in the green here? Financial services in the green there. We talked about GS yesterday. I wanted GS. I just never got it. 338 was the number I gave yesterday. It's at 343. Today, yeah. 343, guys. This is the one I like when I see a trend in financials to the upside because it has a tendency of holding like these longer term daily. You see how the daily works here? You see how it goes up for a long time, comes down, goes up, comes down. So that gives you an opportunity to ride the wave sometimes. It's not a bad one right there. Celsius, I actually had one. Where were you, Sydney? I had one on start swing trade. I was showing it off and everything. We'll see if it comes back today. Goldman Sachs, man, the banks. Good way of playing that is maybe FAS. That's probably already popping. Yeah, that's popping, man. Look at that. Look at the open today. Nice little red to green on that. FAS ripping to the upside. This is how it goes sometimes, man. Lovely ants got the better of me today.
The ants got the better of you said?
Yeah, man. I just missed a whole bunch of plays for it, man. Now I'm on the chase, and I hate chasing.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you there, Mitch. I'm with you there 100%.
Like, if I don't get the first move, then I get to the point where I just watch the move. And that's a little frustrating, but it is. I'm just watching now.
I've learned, you know what? I've learned to not be frustrated by that just because it happens. And I used to be like, oh, I missed it. Oh, what am I doing? Like, I used to just get on myself. That doesn't help either, though.
Yeah, the key there is like, it's more like I asked myself, was it because I was here and I didn't take the trade? No, it was just because you weren't even here. So that I definitely got to hit myself for. If you're not there, I mean, hey, you ain't going to be able to make a trade, right? Let's just be honest. But what do? I ride the swings, baby. I ride the swings. It doesn't necessarily have to be fifth, third, Sydney. I know that you maybe like that one, or like Jay bringing up the KRE. It really doesn't matter, really. You should be able to look in that industry and sector and not really find many trades that are losing, right? And so that's what you want to see if you see a sector industry-wide move. So I take a look at like global banks. And what I normally do is I just take a look at what's leading there. It's actually interesting, but it's insurance stocks that are doing the best there right now. You got some insurance, reinsurance. You got like EG, Everest Group, R&R, Renaissance Holding having a really good day. What else is doing good here? RGA, reinsurance doing really well there. Capital markets stocks, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Schwab, Schwab was so strong yesterday. I was so frustrated that thing never came back. I was like, yo, when can I get you, Schwab? When can I get you? Nope, you're never going to get it, at least on that move. Look at the move. Look at the move in 2 days, man. Look at this thing. This thing just stayed strong. Big move there. Yeah, Fitz, actually I used this. I'm gonna call you Fitz Magic instead of Fitzpatrick. Fitz Magic here. But definitely
there's no Patrick in it.
yeah. I know. But I just
I
think
love it.
I think Fitz. I think,
Yeah, I
it's
got
just
you.
how
I
I
got
think,
you.
Well, you guys will not sometimes always believe in how I think, but that's just Money Mitch's mind there. But yeah, definitely, I agree with you. That's a nice tip. I have. I don't know, man. It's just maybe it's the house next door. I'm gonna blame it on the house next door. High flying traders drink Celsius for the brain. You know it, baby. Trade the pool, Gil, giving us a nice stock that's moving here. What do you guys see out there, guys? CRM, ooh, now starting to crack a little bit. Can that go to red or retrace some of the win? Something definitely to think about. All right, let's go. Where else? Where else can we look? Hilton coming down pretty fast there. Consumer slowdown coming. We'll see, man. Marriott also coming down fast. How's Airbnb doing? Yeah, that's starting to break a little bit there on Airbnb. That's a nice rejection from the VWAP or slightly above below the VWAP. About to break down there. Home Depot looking interesting for me also because, I mean, if the consumer is going to slow down, Home Depot should retrace at some point. Doesn't look too bad there to reject today. Of course, it's the cyclical area that is red today, so I don't mind that Home Depot short. See what we can get here.
Big pop and SQQQ.
Okay. All right, one more pop and fail on HD is what I'm going to look for. Try to take out the 31120s, turn back to the downside, and then I'm going to get short some Home Depot here. Look at Success. Thanks for that call out there, Ryan. You gave me the idea to take a look at Success, and boom, there you guys have it. Look at that.
Nice move. Glad I stayed in SQQQ.
Still in from the 805 on Success. So not doing too bad there. Nice little pop. And continuing the trend. 870s is going to be a little bit harder to get through. Let's see if we can pop to the 60s to the 65s. I can take some of this off and then let the remainder continue to work. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to take a pretty good portion of it off to the 860s. So
SS Trade saying, Ryan, take a look at Iron on the 15-minute chart. Respecting the 50 EMA. I don't have the 50 EMA. Let me change this. Let me change the 65 here.
You doing that on Pro?
Yeah, I'm doing that on Pro.
I'll put you up so they can see that.
Okay. Well, I just want to visualize what SS Trades is saying here. That's going to be this blue line here. And you're right. Every time it dips down to this, it ends up bouncing off of it. And we got that this morning here. Now we're higher here on Iron. This is Iris Energy. Look at this. Look at this move. This is a good spot, SS Trades. Wish we hit this one on November 22nd. That was right before Thanksgiving. Nice little move up here in Iron. And you look at the daily chart, you can see where we're at. I actually think we're approaching a resistance area, don't you? But 540 here. Seems like this would be some resistance. Maybe you get a little bit here at 520. But I think the bigger one here is going to be at 540. This is a good one.
VFS to pop. Oh, man, I couldn't play that if you paid me, Smoke Tuna.
Jay saying VFS was 1050 when I woke up, 877 now. This thing was as high as 11 earlier.
I mean, I still remember when it was going to the moon. That one was one that I would have loved to have played some puts. Next time I have one of those stocks like that, I gotta take a shot on a put, man. Gotta take a shot on it. All right, how are we looking here in the Qs? The Qs are getting a little bit of a bounce back towards 388. Let's take a look here at TLT. TLT rejected the VWAP once, twice, and could go for the third time here. Looks like it wants to come back to the VWAP here. Let's see if it just goes to the lows. If that goes to the lows, that's not going to help stocks. That's going to probably bring them down here. We'll see what happens here. Come on, one more little pop here on Home Depot. Going towards the 311s is what I'm looking for, guys, to get short on this. So I'll let you guys know if I get short on HD. Tricky market, very choppy. Yeah, it is choppy, guys. What's up out there, Jesse? Smash the like, guys. You guys see us here trading like always. And of course, you guys see me using the trade to pull action, trying to get after it, shorting stocks, longing stocks. And that's what I think is very important. Having the ability to play both sides. That's why I talk about some penny stocks is also short opportunities, right? I think a lot of people look at penny stocks and they only think the long. Well, we saw the winner in the competition, really. What did he do? He was shorting penny stocks. Just going to mention that, right? I feel like too many people only look at penny stocks for longs versus how I've seen the best traders, at least the ones that I have seen make big money. And a lot of those are not longs, they're shorts. That's why I feel like a lot of retailers maybe just, I guess it just seems like it's like the easier option to go long.
Well, I mean, if you're shorting a dollar stock, your maximum profit is $1. If you're longing a dollar stock, you have unlimited profit. I mean, that has to do with your risk profile. And what you're talking about in terms of like spotting entries for shorts, like that's good. If you're good at that, it doesn't really matter the price. Often you're looking for just a smaller move. But I mean, if you ask me, would you rather take a trade that has a maximum move of $1 or a maximum move of infinite? I mean, that's easy. I'm not shorting penny stocks.
Yeah, I just think at the end of the day, you look at the percentages there. Percentages of penny stocks that come up and down, there's more that come down than up. And so it's a hard game to play.
It is. You're absolutely right about that, Mitch, because that might be true, but the one that goes up when you're short might break you. And that's what makes this game hard. I'm with you on that.
100%. It's not, I'm not saying that it's the easiest way, but I can definitely see that that's where the money is made. Let's say that much. I don't see too many consistent long penny stock traders. If you're one of those, give yourself a pat on the back, because I can tell you right now, it's very difficult. Very, very difficult. I didn't get 311s there for Home Depot. I'm still waiting for it. If it comes back up, I will take it. But for right now, I'm just going to stay on the sideline. I don't feel like chasing. I don't need to chase. I have 2 positions deep in the green. Ooh, that Netflix. Wouldn't have been a bad one, at least. I would have gone after it here. Netflix right back down. 50 cents risk. Very similar. You got the wicks through the 47, 478 40s. So 478 level that I was watching. That's right back down to 475. Disney week today, that kind of gave me the idea of taking that. Ooh, Square. Square has been so hot, man. It actually doesn't look too bad there. One more pop and drop maybe on Square. See, up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2. Yeah, I'd have to wait for like a 63.75 attempt. Somewhere between 63.86 and 63.71. I kind of like square for the short just because it's overextended to the upside. So I'd need to see one more pop and then drop. And I'd also like to see the Qs actually make a move to the VWAP and then reject it here. It's just been really weak and coming down. The SPY actually did that move. So we had an opportunity on the SPY to kind of get that VWAP fade. You could have done SPXS. You see this rejection? This was right off the VWAP right there. So that was like the area where you could have just got short again. So I want to see if the Qs does this, where it bounces back and rejects down like this. You can see the Qs is a little bit different. It's just a leak down. That bounce was never really strong. And what's leading downside? Technology, utilities, cyclicals, and defensive. Upside, energy, financials, communication services, and industrials in the green. Energy having a really good day there. XLE back up towards 85.50s. And so I talked about it yesterday that a close above 86 would get me to the point where I could go long again on the XLE. So we'll see if I flip again on oil. And of course, why? Catalyst change. Got to be able to be nimble and quick. There's the
SNGX is open. 170s is printed 180. Now it's pulling back. This might be a downside halt. We'll see. Hey, leave the bird alone, cat. Isn't it 13? It's almost like we've had that planned out, haven't we?
There's SNGX trying to push there. We'll do another halt. Would this be
this
the third
should
one?
halt here at 1.
Is this the fourth or the third?
This will be the fourth.
Oh, it makes me want to get short, but
makes you want to start shorting this penny stock, huh?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, Ryan. Yeah, it does, my friend. I gotta look at resistance. I might take a shot on this, guys. I just need to look at the history here. History is what's going to tell me if I can come into this. All right. Let's put this in perspective here, guys. I need to look at historical pricing here. I'll let you guys know what I see. Okay. When did the split come into play? The stock had a split back then. I'm seeing a gap here, 473s. I'm just drawing the levels on the dailies. Okay. 357. Does this stock have a cancer drug?
SNGX?
Yes, that's one thing that I'd ask myself, just talking story, right? Because of course IMGN, Immunogen, getting a buyout from AbbVie today. And why did they get bought out? It was their cancer drug. So I would look to see if they have it, if they have a cancer drug, because what could this be running on? Maybe sympathy and also thoughts that would people go after this?
I don't think so.
Cancer drugs. So I'm just looking into what their drugs have, right? This is why it's so hard to trade biotechs, guys, because if you don't know their drugs, you're just trading on price action and you have no idea what the stock does. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like trading off of things like that because you could run into a catalyst that you didn't even know existed.
It generates maximum revenue for public health solutions for its Rivax rich toxin vaccine candidate, therapeutic candidate for antibiotic resistant and emerging infectious diseases, and its research programs to identify and develop novel vaccine candidates targeting infection, including Ebola, Marburg, and SARS-CoV-2.
Okay.
So it does not look like it has any cancer product based on that.
Lymphoma mentions. So I'm looking through, guys. Let me see what I can find.
I'm not up on biotechs either. They're not my favorite thing to trade.
No, it's a very difficult thing.
Nice little bounce here in SPY.
You have no idea what the company does. That's a very hard thing to do, right? Looking into it, they have a paralysis drug, but they got a lot, man. This is the hard part, really. And this is why you got to go sometimes to the company's website. So here you guys have the company's website. I'll throw it up in the chat here if you guys want to do some research.
That's funny.
And what do you see on that immediately? You see some of their treatments like right on the front page. This is why I go to things like this, team, because I want to know like what kind of drugs they have, what's their pipeline, right? It's important. I know that some people like trading without knowing this knowledge. I do not. I like
More
to know the
knowledge is always good. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, because something went on in the space, right? And I think that if you could understand what stock could be the next target in the space, that could give you some insight. We'll see what happens on SNGX. I think it could get to 229. That's the first big bar that's from June 4th, 23. If you guys look at that on the daily, there's a low there of $2. They closed at 228. So somewhere between there is where I think I could get a shot on this. But of course, that's just taking a shot. And if I do, it'll be for very short risk, but with the potential to make the massive reward.
Market's still bouncing here. Let's see where this bounce, if this continues.
The Q's bouncing there. They're trying to get back to the VWAP. Let's take a look here. It also bounced near the 9 EMA. I talk about that. That's 387.94. 387.94 going to be important to see if it closes above later today. Starting to recover, back to VWAP. There it goes. There's the Q's back to VWAP, kind of what I was talking about a little bit earlier. I was wondering if we would get that move back. You see right here, boom, we're back to VWAP. Now it's like reject it, come right back down. That's what the bears want to see. Come back and take out the lows. But if this can come back to the open, the bulls start running with it. So let's see what happens here, team.
Jay, real quick, Mitch just brings up a really good point about IMGN getting acquired and maybe what other biotechs could be acquired. We were looking into SGNX there. What do you think about TGTX, the stock that we're holding here that we're kind of swinging? Might that be a potential takeover target? Trading well, above 13 here. I know you said we needed to close above 13. I would agree with that. I'd love to see a close above that. But I'm wondering if this potential takeover target, TG Therapeutics. Let me know what you think about that.
Spiked.
NIR, penny stock spiking here.
Okay, I'll put you up. I don't have that one.
I'm just watching it. I'm not trading this one. I was just looking at TGTX.
Okay.
Basim asking, what do you guys think of AMD today? Mitch, didn't you have something on AMD this morning? You liked it lower. I don't want to speak for you, so.
Yeah, I did like it lower. It's right now at VWAP, but the thing with the AMD is that it has a tendency of reversing all the way back. This is just my pattern that I recognize on AMD. I kind of don't like doing VWAP fades on AMD. I like looking for daily pattern breakdowns where you're kind of get short near the resistance and then it comes all the way to the support. AMD has a tendency of doing this consistently. And I'll show you that with the daily chart here. I'm going to pull another daily chart here so you can see it. So you see how the daily chart has a tendency of AMD comes up, it comes back down to support, up, back down to support, up, back down to support, up, back down. So what that tells me in the daily is that if I'm going to play this, I need to play, let's say, shorts off resistance. If I'm going to play longs, I need to play longs off support. And that's just purely off of the daily chart, right? Like trying to keep it simple, right? And I think that that's what you clearly see the pattern repeated in AMD. Is it hard to do that trade? Yes, because it's kind of like quick sweeps down, quick sweeps up. That's what I notice in the pattern of trading AMD. If anybody else trades AMD often and can maybe jump in here with some comments, feel free.
I would say I like AMD lower here as well. First of all, if we just think about like kind of a more macro thesis, here I am short the Qs, right, via SQQQ. So I'm long SQQ, thinking that tech is going to pull back. AMD is getting their lunch eaten by NVIDIA. I don't really think that their chip is competitive even a little bit right now. So I wouldn't be surprised to actually see this kind of rollover. If we take a look at the daily chart here, Mitch did a really good job outlining some of those different areas to do some short-term trades. But I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this comes in towards a 112 handle from here, towards that 200-day before we set up for another move. Just my 2 cents. Take this with a grain of salt. I don't own a position long or short in AMD in any way at the moment. So I'm just trying to answer your question here. I have no money in the game in this one. So keep that in mind. Jay had asked you about
short.
Sorry, I'd asked Jay about TGTX. Bio's so hard, anything's possible. I do know that there were a lot of shorts in IMGN. Yikes, by the way, if they woke up today, that must suck. Lots of shorts in TGTX as well. I won't even read that part, but I don't want to disparage anybody. It's going, Ryan. TGTX 1318. Let's go. Let's go.
I think that has something to do with what we're catching here. This is important, guys. This is how they come after these penny names sometimes. They have a catalyst in the space. They can come and try to pick off the ones with interesting drug opportunities. And the algos see this clearly. I think that's what you're seeing there. When you're seeing like so many biotechs rip like that, that tells you something, right? If there's one thing that it tells me is that look for other biotechs that are ripping, right? To get the story right there. And you'll clearly see there's a couple other ones. NBSE. You got SWTX, Springworks. Do you guys know what this is? I don't know what this is, but I can tell you it's moving. It's up 14%, and it's a $32 stock. So it isn't cheap.
This is interesting. Jay saying XBI, my big buy for January. That's something, Jay. Give it to us a month early. That's what I like to hear. Let's go.
All right, guys. I'm seeing Qualcomm starting to bounce here. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of a starter in just a second here. I just want it to come up like it wants to break 128.50s, and then I can get short. I also have Home Depot coming up to these levels. The Qs is something to watch, though. It's right back at VWAP, so this is going to be the spot where I feel like it's either going to make its way back or it could just come right back down and smack some people. So let's see what happens here, team. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of Qualcomm just to start it off here, and I want to go get some Home Depot. That's why I don't want to miss that Home Depot here. I've already missed the 311 on the bid. If I can get into the 310.90s, I don't mind taking the shot, but I don't want to go down the 70s and then just get caught on a move back to 311.40s. I want to get a piece more of that, but I need a little bit of a pop fill. So I'm going to look to just put the order out there at 311.
PSTG calls going off at trading higher here. PSTG.
I don't think I'm going to get the fill in Home Depot. That's going to be a little frustrating. It's hard. Sometimes you got to have the orders out there if you want to get your fills. I did get a fill there in Qualcomm. Looking to add on this. It's already starting to decline pretty fast. So move back up into the 20s and I can add a little bit more. Microsoft above VWAP. So that's one to keep watch, right? That could rip and come back up, guys. Just keep your eyes on it. And Tesla's starting to come back, guys. It's starting to be maybe that rally into the event. And then when it actually happens, I feel like it's going to do a bar down. So be careful out there with Tesla, guys. It is starting to come back, though. Come on. Slow down happening a little bit, guys. Q's rejected that VWAP twice. So now very important if it closes back above 389s, and I'll maybe take some profits. But now really starting to look for this to really kind of start leaking here. I'll probably be adding in just a second here on Qualcomm. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of an ad there. Just slowly working up the position size in Qualcomm. Short, just to mention. All right, guys, what are you guys seeing out there? MBSE smoked tuna. Yeah, that one's not a bad looking one. SNGX open going down, 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 down. SN. That one's definitely one to kind of keep an eye out for. 150 could reload and try to make that $2 move. I still don't want to get short SNGX until at least 229. So I'm not going to touch that here. I think it could just reload and keep going.
Elon saying, Ryan, hi, can you take a look at ARM? Could it be breaking out of the handle on the daily? Cheers. Cheers to you. Good morning. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's go ahead and add this here. So I think this is the formation that you're talking about here. Could this break out? This does look pretty strong here. Let's see if we can actually take the top off here at 65-ish. I know this says 64.93. Let's just call it 65. Let's see if we can actually break out here. Looking strong on ARM. I don't have a line on it. I don't trade it, but looking pretty good. PSTG looking like this is going to go higher too. See, this ARM chart, I've got some weird print that's screwing up how it looks here. But let's look at PSTG. This was called out a number of times by some chatters here. This actually looks like this is going higher too.
ARM spiked there. It tried to get back through the hourly trend line. There's an hourly chart that I would focus on ARM that it tried to get back through that trend line, and it's right back below that trend line on the hourly for ARM. So that's one way that I'd look at ARM, just for me. Just the hourly levels are important for me there. Watching the cues here to see if we're going to get a spike or a spike down. So that's what I'm looking at right now. It's starting to decline here, so I'm feeling more and more that we could play the downside here. At least that's what I'm looking at right now. Of course, you guys determine which side you guys see things working. Man, that 311
Love
Home
this
Depot.
TGTX move.
Love
this TGTX move.
PDD, the new and improved Baba from before. Yeah, it seems like it, man. Timu, baby. PDD. All right, guys. Big levels here now to watch on the SPY and the Qs. SPY rejecting VWAP for the third time here. Now I'd like to see if it closes back above 455, like let's say 30s.
Here we go on NIMM. Finally, we've been waiting for this one here. I think I've got to do this.
No, I just got to adjust it. There you go.
Here we go. Ripping here. This is what we've been doing. The first buy was right here. Added again. Really did a good job holding this VWAP. Got my stop listed there. But here we are. Let's see if we can break above 8 and go towards 9. Oh, look at the pull, and it stopped me out. You got to be. You guys literally see that happen live? That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's what you get for having your stops out. That sucked. That trade was working. Oh, God, that sucks. Yeah, did you see that, Mitch? Did you watch that?
No, I was watching the SPY down action.
God bless it. God, that sucks.
It was coming up and then came back down and just stopped you out.
It was starting to move, and as I was talking about it and talking about the entry and the trade plan here and a potential target, it immediately reversed and went to the stop.
I mean, just imagine if you were long 1,000 shares at 8, you just literally got wrecked. You probably lost your account.
Well, I didn't have that, so
no, but that's why I'm saying
I do have TGTX and I'm doing quite well in it. So
that's a scary ass.
And now look at it go higher. Oh my God!
The thing to remember with this stock is that it trades very low volume too, and so the illiquidity is coming into here, where you're getting that kind of wipeout look. The 5-minute held the VWAP though.
Look at it going too. This was a winning trade. Look at this.
Yeah, that's just a frustrating one, man.
That sucks.
Yeah, that just sucks. Just be honest, that just sucks. Coin still dragging a little bit. I'm thinking about adding the coin, but watching the Qs here, the Qs are heading down. Now I definitely don't want to see the Qs back above 389s, guys. I've been adding to Qualcomm. I got about 60 shares now. So let's see if this could really start to break down here. One more bounce and I can add a little bit more, but really holding off with like 128.50s here. All right, guys. I'm stepping up to the plate there in Qualcomm. Got 70. Now going to add if it starts to drop through the 20s. Looking for NVIDIA. It just made a new low and wicked back. So be careful. NVIDIA's the one new. If I feel like when they finally rip this market back to the higher, because I feel like at some point it will rip back higher. I don't think it will happen now because I feel like there's still a lull of like a week or two before that comes. But a big stock to watch, I think, is NVIDIA with that. All right, so we just dropped to 128.17s really quickly there on Qualcomm. So anything back towards, let's say, 128.30s, I will be adding. Looking for the takedown now.
Tom saying, Ryan, can you guys take a look at crypto Solana, please? I can pull it up in pro, but neither of us trade crypto. Neither of us trade these things. Here's your chart for Solana versus the US dollar. I mean, I guess if I'm looking at the chart here, if it breaks out of this 60 area, maybe it goes higher here. But again, this is not something that we trade, Tom. I would not expect us to be on top of some of these altcoin names.
Come on, man. What about shorting the monster that is a firm? Dun, dun, dun.
I still think that's going to be good. Look at MINM too. Look how much higher this went. That is such a dirty move. That was so dirty. This trade, I had the plan absolutely lined out here. And I even added when it went lower and when it held that spot, and just so dirty. So dirty. That's why, and we talk about this, we have this discussion all the time, Mitch, about leaving your orders out there versus not having them out there. When I'm doing something like this and I'm looking away and I'm changing stuff and I'm going between many windows, I had the order out there and I got punished for it. You got shook out, but that was a nasty shakeout. 13. That was a nasty shakeout. Some are not that bad. That one was nasty.
Yeah, if you have any type of sizing there, you'd also get deer in headlights, right? Let's just be honest. You'd go up.
My size, I only had 200 shares. My size was
yeah. I'm saying though, if you had big sizing there, you're definitely deer in headlights. So that's the penny stock game, man. It's just difficult, guys. Penny stock game is no joke. That's why I try to stick to different names, like bigger names. I catch myself when I'm starting to trade too many pennies because, yeah, maybe one or two works out, but I have never found consistency trading penny stocks. Never does. Never works out for me. I know there's a lot of traders that can do it. Power to them, but I can't. I can clearly be honest about that. I cannot trade penny stocks well. Groupon continuing to the upside. I've heard a lot of people talking about this, and it's actually been pretty strong lately. Groupon continuing to stair step higher.
You're on QCOM.
Oh, I'm looking around all my other charts. Just looking at charts that are moving. I honestly, I would show you guys those other charts, but it's just too much movement to go back and forth. That's the harder part. That's why, you always got to have tools. Like I have my TC tool that helps me find the stocks. I use different tools, right? I think it's important to have them. I just can do so much. I can see so much in the market with that one page that it's very important to me.
That pure storage dip that was just recently happening is getting bought here. PSTG.
All right, adding to
That dip
Qualcomm,
got
going
bought.
for the win, baby. Going for the win. Let's get after it. Come on, one more bounce. I'll start adding a little bit more.
TGTX highs.
Q's trying to
High
break through
power
that low.
highs.
A lot of volume just came in, guys, so I'm expecting to see a little bit of some movement here. At least a little bit of a speed up, maybe, and then we see a little bit of a slowdown. Let's see what happens. Tesla's still up at 244s. That's something interesting to think about, of course, as we get closer and closer to that event. That's going to be something to watch. So if you guys want to watch something, maybe you guys are checking that out in the afternoon. But I will tell you guys at 11, we have a great webinar right here to keep you guys going, right? So at 11, we're going to be switching over, probably a little bit early too. I'll probably switch this over at like at 10:58. I got to get ready. I got 2 interviews on there, but definitely smash the like, guys. We're going to get into some ETF talk that's coming up next.
That should actually be really good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of times traders need to kind of learn different vehicles, right? Maybe you're a trader that can't keep up with all the action. One of the ways that you can diversify, of course, minimize the risk is by using ETFs. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, Smoke Tuna. This is exactly it. Money Mitch, you need Smoke Tuna to find the movers. Literally.
I think
You
we're
guys
so
keep up
hyped
with
in our
us.
community. SGNX open or halted?
Ooh, look at that moving.
Open and halted.
Baby. Look at that move. That's a good one to see. That's going to help out maybe bring the Qs down. There she goes. There she goes. There she blows. All right, that makes me feel good about success, man. It makes me almost want to add to success, but I'm not going to do that. I could scalp AMD for the breakdown here. Probably not going to do it, though. The SQQQs should be jumping here. 1620s, I see that jumping. How'd that Home Depot short? Ooh, it's actually still up there. Let me see if I can grab it here. All right, I'm going to chase a little bit here. I talked about 311s, but I'm chasing a little bit with 30 shares there. This is kind of more of that swing trade size where, like, even if it does spike back at me, it's going to be like a $20 loss. But I'm looking for a little bit of a bigger win here for this to come all the way down and break through like 308s. Like a 3-to-1 trade right there. And that's if I just take it off at the 308s, the low of the day. So 3-to-1 outlook there. Home Depot.
Market lows rolling over here. Be careful out there. SQQQ highs. Let's go. Giddy up.
Giddy up. Giddy up is right. Giddy up. Giddy up. Let's go.
Oh, Mitch is in the Christmas spirit singing Christmas songs for us. Let's go, dude.
You got to draw
Mitch,
on the lyrics,
I'm gonna need you to memorize the lyrics to God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, and then sing that for the group here. That'd be money.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned, folks.
The voice of December.
Or Good King Wenceslas would be another good one.
We're gonna have to do our own little voice competition, bro. Who can sing out there, guys? Who wants to join the party?
So I will just take the L on that before we even start, as to not go through the embarrassment of singing.
Come on, man. All right, guys. Victoria's Secret continuing. Right? Come on. I know you sing in the shower, bro. You know it.
I don't actually. No, I do not. MINM getting unleashed, says Tuna, and then we got another nasty pull. Just be careful on this one. This is
a hard one, man. It's a hard one.
The setup and the patience were so good. The getting stopped out was so bad. It's amazing how quickly your fortunes can change in this business. That, by the way, is another reason why you see me scalping a lot of these junky stocks. Some of these stocks that just go absolutely buck wild, I'm out of them because I've scalped them for 20, 30 cents. That's why you see a lot of that pull like that, and it happens fast. Happens real fast. That's just part of it. Jay Rice saying NVIDIA dragging down the queues. Indeed. TGTX, let's go.
Woohoo! It's success, guys. What a move, man. What a move. All right, guys, as I start breaking into the 60s, if I can get another little push here on success, I'm going to take a good amount off here. Come on. Get into the 60. There you go. 59 should come real quick here. There's some order there that needs to get through on 59. You can see it here on the level 2. I'll show you guys that right now. You see the 50s. Just looking for this to get hit there, and then it should show up 60s probably on the bid real quick. See if we get it. Slowing down a little bit here. It's battling, trying to get through that size.
13 is saying, I wonder if everyone is wising up to that latest NVIDIA report. Maybe that's true, 13. Maybe that is what's going on here. Starting to hit that sell button, bring everything back down. Would love it.
Institutions, man, they're just feeding it to us, bro. Feeding it to us. Their lies, their manipulation, their talk, the lemons. Wall Street, I've started to learn that at the end of the day, if they're wrong, they're not going to stay wrong, probably.
No, definitely. We've talked about that here.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
SQQQ.
There it is, 860s, guys. I'm going to take majority off there. I had to take the success, guys. Nice little profit there, guys. This just, what it does is just continues my trend that I've been on, which is a really nice winning streak. And a lot of times when I get to this point, I feel like I'm getting greedy. Yeah, I could look to get it all the way up there to 9 today, but we're talking from 805, right? 805, it continued going all day today. I'm selling on a rip, which I think is important. I like to sell on rips versus sell on the dip, right? Like get this to 850s and then scare out at 840s, then miss this rip. So I'd rather sell some here and then keep the remaining. I still got 100 shares from 805, so I can ride that all the way up to 9, but I didn't want to ride these 410. I took it a lot off there. Good profits on the day. Now time to keep going.
SGNX halted. Good Lord, guys. Halted up SGNX. Look at this thing was open. I'm gonna get a time. I'm gonna get the exact thing here. Hang on a sec. That was open for less than a minute. That was open for 49 seconds.
Can it open above like 2s, go to 220s so I could take a shot? I don't mind. I'll take a shot, guys. But
look at this, 13 out. Boom diggity. It's been a while since I've heard boom diggity. That's dating yourself there, 13. Right before the halt. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, man. I've hit the out right when I've seen the slowdown on the bid.
Yeah. Yep.
And it sometimes fills you, and you're just like,
it sometimes doesn't. It sometimes doesn't. You're like, damn it.
You're like, you literally you hit the button and you look down. You're like, am I all out? Am I all out? Limit orders too. I like that 13. What you go?
That's not bad.
Off the bid, because yeah, that's the thing, guys. That market button, guys, it might look good for a lot of times. I try to avoid it. I do pretty decent on market fills here on Trade the Pool, but I've gone to some brokerages before that I've literally been like, what the hell kind of fill on a market order. So it is how it is. And it does pay not to be greedy sometimes. Sometimes we miss selling rewards for like 10 cents. And that just, it really isn't as much as it seems. All right, what you got out there, guys?
TGTX, man. That's where it's at.
Qualcomm doing good for me there, guys. It went down towards the low. Now, at this point, I really wouldn't want it to come all the way back to me. So the stop loss is actually really, really tight now. I'm literally putting it 2 or 3 pennies away from me to give me just the pennies and see if it breaks. Because if it breaks, this is another, like, let's say $60, $80 winner. And that's what I'm looking for on this. I'm not looking for an amazing win on Qualcomm. But if the market keeps coming down, it's going to reward me. Q's new low there for just a sec. Oh, no, it just clicked. It was close to it. It's trying to break it right now. Let's see if it does. Same thing happened here on this Qualcomm. So, boom. Look at that, guys. See if we can break that. Down 1. Up 1, down 2, up 2, down 3, up 3. Shouldn't get past that. Now I'm looking for the breakdown through that support. Can we get it? What's the vibe on Marvell's earnings? Well, thinking about it, and let's think about it, right? I would say that before today, it could have lifted off, man. But if the day ends the way that the day is going right now, where it's just kind of like this bearish move in this overall index and pullback heavily in technology is down a full percent on the day, then I would be a little bit scared about that Marvell earning. But that's just me, right? Because I don't like to be in names where it's like weakness, yet you're still holding into an earnings play, right? Those are days where I feel like the current environment can rule the earnings, where even if you do give good numbers, it could still go down. So that's just what I would kind of say on that aspect.
13 saying, look at Oxy, big drop. Oxy in talks to potentially buy Steel Crown, I think it was. Let me see if I can find that news here again.
Flip oil.
Crown Rock, excuse me. Occidental said to be in talks to buy shale driller Crown Rock. That's why Oxy is selling off.
Yeah, XLE also, though. Look at that action. That tells me something there. And we've known that they didn't like the ExxonMobil deal, right? They didn't like the Chevron deal. They're not going to like probably this Oxy deal. That's interesting. Joel is taking some days off, France. So Joel will be back Monday. Yeah, Monday. Oh, we might. I'll talk to you on Monday about Monday, Ryan. I might need to be out of the show on Monday. So
okay. Well, you heard it here. I'll just say this. I will be here Monday. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. I'll be here, so we will have a show. I'll try and I'll ask Jermaine or Andy if they want to come on. Andy, maybe you're out there.
Tech names continuing to the downside, guys. So that's actually looking really good. Qualcomm now looking like it wants to break the support. Marvell going below the support. AMD going to the bottom of the support. NVIDIA, new lows. Those people that were hanging on NVIDIA, well, I can at least say that, yes, I got NVIDIA wrong on the rip, but I also clearly said that I'd look for NVIDIA to reverse after their earnings. So I take that like as a 50-50 because I missed the up move, right? And that's clearly known. But ever since the earnings, and I said that maybe NVIDIA breaks this rally, it's broken the rally pretty good amount. I mean, you're down to 468. It's a pretty good pullback from above 500. That's interesting there, man.
Arnaz, Saul mentioning Arnaz. Arnaz going higher here, breaking the intraday high there on Arnaz. That's just a penny stock. Carmen saying, thanks, Ryan. The day just isn't the same without live trading. Carmen, that means an awful lot to me and Mitch. I'm going to speak for Mitch on this one.
It really does.
It means an awful lot. So really appreciate those things. We'll be here. I'll do my best to make it as entertaining as normal. It's tough without Mitch, though.
Adobe getting smacked. AVGO getting smacked. Technology, definitely.
That's what we were waiting for. SPY continues to pull here. Dow is the only thing that's really holding up.
I'm glad I just went after SOX S. I couldn't do the SQQQ, Ryan. I'm not going to lie. I was fighting myself yesterday, but I was like, I'm going to go for the success instead. And that worked out, right? I think you got to find sometimes a trading vehicle, and sometimes that might be with leverage ETFs and things like that. So not a bad trade overall. Ryan and I being able to take advantage of some of this downturn in the market. And of course, I don't think we're in like crash mode here, but we're definitely on a big pullback for technology. Anything over a full percent for the sector gets me to start thinking that this is a big move for that sector, right? If we get to 2% in any sector, that's definitely a big move. So right now we're down 1.07 on technology, while every other sector, even the leading to the upside, which is healthcare, is only up 0.59. So that just goes to show you the relative there. There's some strength still out there, but a lot of it coming down in where the high beta names, consumer cyclicals, technology taking a hit, even utilities starting to pull back a little bit. And
what did I say that was not true, Jay? Look at XBI, IBB. What did I say that's not true? I don't even remember.
Yeah, that was a little while ago. Rebound from here is still possible. Yes, it's still possible. Like we've been saying.
I think he's saying when I said the whole market is going down here, and he said that's not true. Look at XBI, which he's right. XBI trading up here against the market, going against the market. I think maybe that's what you meant, Jay.
Yeah, this is why it's so important to know your sectors and your industries, right? You look, healthcare is still doing well. Overall, healthcare is still doing well, guys. I'll show you it, right? Like here, you guys see it. I don't pull this too often, but just to kind of show you guys it, right? So you look at what's leading, right? These are the sectors, right? These are the areas that are still doing well. Energy, it just turned. Basic materials, kind of hanging in there on the day, but you can see the daily is still really strong. Defensive, still really strong. Real estate, still decent, but starting to pull back. That's actually coming back a little bit. Utilities coming back. But then when you look at the cyclical names and technology, that's where you see the disaster. Technology. And what runs the major ETFs? What runs the SPY? What runs the Qs? Qs especially, heavy tech. So that's what's taking the hit. Got to know where the rotation's going, baby. It's going to help you out being able to play the game. Not a bad day, guys. 3 positions, all in the same kind of gross profit here, and working them. That's what matters here, guys. Coin down to 122 from 127.72. Let's go. That's a nice little winner.
A couple of things here. Jay, nothing to apologize for. I was just clarifying just to make sure, but you were right. I mean, I generalized, and that's the risk of generalizing, is that you're not going to encompass everything. But technically, I wasn't accurate. When I said everything, I was looking at the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the SPY. And although the Dow is higher, it was actually coming in a little bit. But that's why I did that. No reason to apologize. I totally get it. Always looking to clear stuff up, not looking to get mad. Always looking to clear stuff up. And then there's another good comment here. 13, lots of tech companies, mainly software and software as a service, are cutting their developer workforces quite substantially. Does that also mean good stuff for the SQQQ, or does cutting that staff means that their margins are better? I don't know.
Well, guys, you guys see me being able to trade multiple stocks like this, and how am I able to get stocks like this? Is because I got buying power, baby. And buying power is so important, right? Well, you guys see us using Trade the Pool. If you guys need access to buying power, new traders out there especially, and you got to test your skills, see if what you could do if you had the money that you needed. Because I know there's a lot of traders out there that just don't have the money to trade and trade to a point where it could make you that return. Well, a clear example to test those skills and put those skills to the test, and then potentially really actually bring that profit in. Trade the Pool is definitely a tool that you guys can be using for that particular reason. So check it out, guys. Throwing up the link there. Of course, we use Trade the Pool. You guys see it right there. Coin down, and shorting this yesterday. And the fun part is I can do limit orders to get in and out of positions after hours. I can swing. You guys have seen me swing a lot more here on this account with success, with Tesla this week. I mean, it's done me pretty well to take it overnight and take some profits the next day. And Jeremy, if you want to take a look at Trade the Pool, just click that link. It's not going to literally like where like you click that link and it's like put your money here at the bottom. No, you can go through it. You can go through it. You can see the packages. You can see what's to offer you. I mean, I know there's a lot of nowadays, Ryan, we got to clarify this, man, because you know how many
the way you said it was hilarious. Like I couldn't even.
There's too many scams nowadays, guys, and I understand that. It's scary to click links sometimes nowadays, but hey, there you guys have it.
So, it's funny. Last year for the Super Bowl, we had this squares thing online, and I sent my buddy the link because the more people you refer, the more squares you can get. And my buddy responds, he goes, "Oh, you want me to click on this here spam link?"
Exactly. That's
because
the truth.
it captures your email and then it emails you a bunch of garbage out. I couldn't help it. That was just perfect.
I think it's important though to note those, man, but it's how it is. 13. Man, you're braver than I am. I can tell you guys that if you guys are able to trade a trade like SNGX and get around those kind of halts and stuff, I think it's open right now, and it, who knows, might halt down here. It's just all over the place. Man, I'll tell you one thing, though. With Trade the Pool, you could be trading this. I can't do it, but you guys could.
Jay covering coin. Remember, Jay gave us the coin early, right? Said his cover zone or his target area, I should say, was 122 to 120. So it looks like you reached your first target here, Jay. Covered some up. Let's see if 120 is next here. It was a great trade. Gave that to us early as well.
Jay, why'd you cover, dude?
This is your fight.
Why'd you cover, bro? I'm trying to let it keep going. Nah, you see, that's the J spike right there. Nah, I'm just playing with you guys out there.
J spike.
You see that volume spike right there? What was that? 59,000 shares? Hey,
Mitch,
Jay.
I got a dip, but we'll be back at this tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody. Lots of green stuff out there. Lots of action. Absolutely loved it.
All right, guys. Ryan's hopping in. Up next, you guys have, of course, our webinar of the ETF action. Don't miss it, guys. I'll be doing 2 interviews on that show. So if you want to stick with Money Mitch, you want to stick with Benzinga, you want to learn about some ETF action, maybe potential investments that you could be looking at today, well, stay right here and don't go anywhere, of course. Smash the like if you guys enjoyed the action today. Always good to be with you guys. We're going to keep it going, so don't go anywhere. And guess what? I'll keep trading. You guys want to find out about these positions? Find out later today, of course, on Start Swing Trade, 3:30 Eastern. I talk about that. I even took the coin trade yesterday during that show. So if you guys want to see some live trading action on that, well, definitely make it a Start Swing Trade. Now to bring you guys over to, of course, the webinar for the ETF action. Keep it going and enjoy the action right here, only on Benzinga, of course. And we're a little bit of a fight club, guys. We got to fight together.
Come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
And this is how I met.
Tyler Durden.
But every Saturday night, we were finding something out.
Welcome to Fight Club.